So, gentrification. More race hustle rhetoric coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And as always, thank y'all for watching. Again, I always do greatly appreciate it. So, we're going to talk about gentrification, right? Now, it's an example of end result thinking. Some people will say it's historical crime, but no, it's purely end result thinking because it's rooted in today's society and the repercussions of today. But anyway, what is gentrification? Well, I'm pretty sure you heard the word, but in case you didn't really know what it is, it just simply means to move into an area, or you can say a poor, impoverished area, rundown area, and to revitalize the area, improve the landscape, invest in infrastructure, building and stuff to make it a better place to live. Now the thing that black people cry about as far as gentrification go, or gentrifying of black communities, is that it prices out the poor people who live there, so they can't afford to live there anymore. And this is the race argument, the race angle that black people have forgotten or found in gentrification. Now, I have two issues with the idea of them just hyping this word up for over, out of absolutely nothing. My first issue is, well, the hypocrisy in all of it. Because, when it comes down to the left, there's going to be a lot of hypocrisy involved in everything because their argument is just surrounded in hypocrisy. But anyway, first they say, if you build up our communities, right? You come into our communities, you build them up, that's gentrification, that's racism. Then they say, well, if the white man leave our communities and take the wealth with him and the opportunity, well, that's white flight, is racism. And if white people don't come into our community, they don't bring the money and opportunity to our community, then that's cultural exclusivity, and that's racism. So, doesn't matter what happened, it's racism. And again, this is why I can't stand hypocrites. That's, that I've always said two things that I can't stand is BSers and hypocrites, and even worse, hypocrites. I hate hypocrites more than I hate basically BSers. Now, the real issue, though, with this whole gentrification nonsense is that why are we waiting on white people to come gentrify our own community? Shouldn't we be building up our own communities? Now, of course, the first thing they'll say is that, well, black people don't have the money to do so. Okay, well, my response to that is why. I'm a firm believer, if you ask why enough, you're going to get to answers. So what's going on with black people? The reason why we can't afford to gentrify our own community. The truth of the matter is, again, I've said it many times, is because, well, there's just too much ghetto and just too much ghetto nonsense, which is a childish mentality, and you're not going to build anything up, any wealth, if you have a whole bunch of people in the area with ghetto mentality, because ghetto just tears down. It doesn't build up. Also, shouldn't we be trying to up our game anyway? Because I was watching the YouTube video and they had a panelist of black people, and they were talking about a specific area that quote unquote was being gentrified. I think it has something to do with one of these cases, the George Floyd, may have been I think it was George Floyd. It was crying about Minneapolis area, and they were saying that the blacks in this area had a income of $15,000 per year, and I'm like, what? I mean, these people have incomes, the average income of $15,000 a year, and you sitting there, the biggest thing you worry about is somebody gentrifying the area. I mean, shouldn't we be going to these black people and figuring out, well, why is that you're only making $15,000 a year? That should be what common sense would say. But then again, common sense and the left go together like oil and water. So gentrification in reality is it's utter nonsense. Again, it's just yet another example of race hustling and excuses that black people use to be victims in this country, because victimhood is just out of control. The problem isn't white supremacy, it's black inferiority and all this damn victimhood. So anyway, gentrification is, as I say, it's complete nonsense. So if you ever hear anybody crying about gentrification, well, now you know, and knowing it's half the battle. And as always, y'all, until next time.